Introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging, also known as INFJ, one of the 16 personality types according to the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. INFJ are commonly called advocates, and one of the first advantages of being an INFJ is that it's the rarest type among all 16, as they represent only about 2% of the population. They have a deep and thoughtful approach to life, and they rely only on their inner vision and personal values to find their way through it. Advocates have the potential to leave a significant impact on the world. People like Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, J.K. Rowling, and Marilyn Manson are all INFJs. It all depends on how well they use their skill set and to what use. Welcome to Dream Thinker, where we explore the psychology of different personality types. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can be notified whenever we release new content. Here are top 10 careers for INFJs. Number 1. Politicians, governors, congressmen, or presidents. INFJs always stand up for what's right. They advocate for the right thing. Hence came the name advocates. This is something they're widely respected for, and they often gain the trust and admiration of people who work under them. They want to create a world where everyone does the right thing, and they're motivated by concepts like equality and karma. They're not afraid to use their strengths to ensure that happens. This is why INFJ is considered to be the best type to govern the people. Sometimes people forget that government is all about serving the people, not ruling them, and INFJs make sure everyone is reminded of that. They stand up to the guy who catcalls a lady, not to impress anyone, but because of a sincere sense of indignation. They defy their superiors or teachers or parents because they were asking them to do something that's not right. They may see helping others as their primary purpose in life. They hate injustice, and they care more about altruism than personal gain, which is why advocates could make for a great government. They would always do what's right for the people and tirelessly fight corruption. Number 2. Career hybrids. INFJs can sometimes mix up two unrelated fields to create a hybrid career, like writing about criminology or becoming an environmental lawyer. This is because advocates value their independence and autonomy over anything, even financial compensation. A good paycheck as an impressive title won't motivate them as much as a unique approach to two different fields. They want something in which they can express their creativity, apply their principles, and grow as a person, and it must align with their values. Number 3. Artists. INFJs have the extroverted sensing property, which means they can become hyper-aware of the information relayed from their senses. They feel the cold breeze on their skin, enjoy the sound of music, or marvel at the deliciousness of food more than anyone could understand. And they love to connect with their core and express their experiences to others through art, whether it's music, paint, or writing. It's common for an INFJ to be drawn into a career in the arts, like a blogger, a photographer, or even an architect. They're strong communicators, and they have an amazing talent in communicating their thoughts or feelings through a piece of art. Number 4. Healthcare or social service. INFJs love helping people. They have the extroverted feeling property, which means that they're hyper-aware of other people's feelings. They are highly empathetic and idealistic, and they're conscious of the fact that everyone has their own life and story, which is just as significant to them, also known as Sonder. However, this means that sometimes INFJs are less aware of their own feelings, and they can easily fall into the trap of being a people pleaser, overworking themselves and taking on more responsibilities than they can handle, and prioritizing other people's needs over their own. They can struggle to say no because they don't want to hurt or embarrass someone. If you're INFJ, make sure you take some time on your own and prioritize your well-being sometimes. It can be draining to always put other people first. Number 5. Detective or investigator. Advocates can see right through lies, and they hate it. In fact, they can often be brutally honest and unintentionally offensive. They tell it like it is, and if it hurts someone, well, too bad, it's still the truth. They're humble, so they have no regard to title or status. They talk to their college professors and bosses the same way they talk to the janitor or someone who works for them, with respect and honesty. They have a mindset that goes, the only reason there has to be a guy who tells children Santa doesn't exist is the guy who told them Santa does. INFJs would make great investigators because of their relentless pursuit of the truth and their unwillingness to tolerate corruption. Number 6. Journalist. INFJs have the introverted intuition property in the Myers-Briggs type indicator, which means they look within themselves to find what they like and dislike about the world. They internalize facts and patterns and are more interested in what everything means to them rather than simply looking at it for what it is. Advocates would be motivated by an idea they come up with or a theory they put together much more than by advice from a mentor, a book, or a course. They would collect information from all these sources, then come up with their own plan for action. They're oblivious to things like competitiveness, jealousy, and peer pressure. INFJs are also immune to propaganda, fake news, and common myths. They're very rarely interested in things like fashion or buying trendy tech or sports cars. They develop a personal set of values and a code of honor, and they measure the integrity of their and other people's actions based on this personal code. So their unique, objective, and unbiased perspectives are usually valuable to readers. Number 7. Critics. Advocates have strongly defined preferences. They don't like something or someone just because everyone likes it. They look within themselves to find what they truly enjoy in life, and they're not afraid to embrace it. So they have different tastes in music, food, art, places, and pretty much everything. And simply stating their strong opinions and exquisite analysis is being a critic. Also, some INFJs develop a personality function called extroverted sensing, which means they become hyper-aware of the information relayed from their senses, which means they'd feel the cold breeze on their skin, enjoy the sound of music, or marvel at the deliciousness of food more than anyone could understand. And this awareness of their senses would make them great food critics. However, this can also mean that INFJs would suffer from pain more than other people would, or they're prone to having pet peeves like chewing noises or bright lights. Number 8. Deep connections. INFJs thrive when they feel like they really know people around them on a personal level. They are put off by fake compliments and small talk. Advocates often seek any opportunity to connect with others on a very deep level. They would enjoy an occupation in which their primary concern is to connect with others, like consumer psychology, community management, writing, or sales. It doesn't have to be a two-person relationship. Mandela connected with his people and Rowling connected with her characters, and amazing things resulted from these connections. Number 9. Quality assurance. INFJs can be perfectionists, they're idealistic, and they can sometimes spend a lot of time and effort on something to make it live up to their ideals. They're motivated by pursuing perfection in their work. This is great in many ways, since they wouldn't produce anything of less than stellar quality, which would make them do great as quality assurance engineers or managers. But it can also mean that they waste too much resources when an alternative solution would be more efficient. They're willing to go to great lengths to make sure everything is 100% even if it's not worth it. This means that they can be counted on to deliver flawless results, but it also means that it can sometimes be difficult for them to start something because they're waiting for the right time or preparing the right circumstances needed to make the thing perfect. This can make advocates lose a lot of opportunities and can sometimes be perceived as procrastinators. They can sometimes find it difficult to appreciate their jobs, living conditions, or relationships if they're constantly focused on imperfections and wondering if they should look for something better. Perfectionism is a double-edged sword. If utilized correctly, it can motivate advocates to come very near perfection. Number 10. Entrepreneurs. Most INFJs have something called koinophobia, also known as fear of the average. Advocates are motivated by the sense of having a greater purpose in life. Their dream is creating solutions that change people's lives, and this is all what entrepreneurship is about. They want to have a real impact. This is their main motivation that spurs them into achieving great things for humanity. However, it can sometimes backfire. They can find themselves always thinking that what they're doing is not enough and feeling like they're meant for something bigger. They might get extremely frustrated if their life gets tedious, or if they can't see how what they're doing on a daily basis will contribute to their big visions. They can sometimes be blind to the fact that they can't change the world in one day. They need thousands of days of consistent work before they can really make a difference. Thanks for watching.